Well, the first thing to note here is that there are still many unanswered questions, and this is just the first point in what is supposed to be a framework. Now, nothing concrete is in place just yet, and the Iranians have been very clear. They don't deal with declarations or with statements on social media. They want to see serious action happen in the strait. Now, if this is indeed true, and it is a big if, then it would be, I think, a boon for the situation because it would mean that the urgent issue of reopening the strait and stopping the bleeding to the global economy can finally take place. But there are many holes in this still. First of all, it doesn't resolve the status of the strait, which is something that, of course, both Iran and the United States disagree vehemently on. It also doesn't resolve what happens to the mines. So you'll have to have countermine measures come in to demine the strait. And that's just to stick to the situation in the strait. There are other issues here that are being touted as part of a framework, not to mention the lifting of sanctions, the unfreezing of assets, of course, a nuclear file, which we can get into if you want, which is going to be extremely complicated. And so I would say we have to be very cautious. Let's see if something material actually happens by way of actions. But until that point, nothing has really happened so far. Well, Iran has been very clear that it wants to resume economic operations, economic trade. It wants to be able to export its oil, which is really the lifeblood of its economy at the moment. And it sees sanctions as a huge obstacle to that. So it wants to have a return to some sort of economic normalcy.